Okay. So, in the very beginning, there were three gods, the Aesir gods, and they walked along the seashore until they found two trees, and it was an alder and an ash. They were very bored by these trees, so they decided that they would give them life and spruce things up. Tree fun. And then, but these trees, when they gave them life, they transformed into a man and a woman, and they named the man and the woman Ask. The man Ask after Ash, and Embla after Alder. That was the woman's name. And the gods gave the humans the whole earth as a birth gift because they were so excited to have humans. And then and they used Ymir's eyebrows as an earth fence to like guard them from bad things. Um, and then the gods went up to the tallest mountain, and that's where they chose to live, and they called this place Asgard. And then they used a rainbow bridge to connect the two worlds, so the gods could travel back and forth. Um, and then the only problem was when the children of Ask and Embla were born. They were very very ugly. They were not pretty people. But then as life processes continued, the grandchildren became much much more pretty and sophisticated until you had this pretty much perfect race, and it was beautiful. Um, and Odin, the god Odin, would walk around as disguised as a man and give these beautiful people advice on their life so that they stayed true and stayed human instead of falling away into their beauty. And people, as soon as he left, people knew that he was like a high god or power or something. So they held his words sacred. They thought they were the best words in the world. Um, and then the humans loved these gods so much that they began to like sacrifice things like lambs and stuff to the gods to just show them how thankful they were. Um, and the gods were terribly fond of all the humans and everything that they did, and they loved them and protected them, and it was a very happy relationship. Um, and then, but there were these other creatures there called the Noms, and their names were Erd, Verdante, and Skuld, and they decided the fate of everybody. They decided when you would live, when you would die, what the middle part would be like. Would you be lucky? Would you be miserable? All of that. And essentially, they spun the thread of human life. And most people had a like coarse and like gray sort of thread because there were struggles in their life and it just wasn't the best life, but they lived it. But occasionally, the noms would weave in some like bright colors and just give a little happiness to that person's life, and they would love this prosperity that came to them. And then when on very rare occasions, princes or heroes would come around, and they would spin a thread that was completely made out of gleaming, gleaming gold thread, and it was absolutely beautiful, and that person's life was amazing. And even the gods would bow down to these these noms because they decided the gods' fate as well. The gods weren't immortal. They had to bend and just flex to the will of the noms, and so that is the story of creation.
It's very nice. This is Michelle, and he didn't use anything but a 3x5 card. Thanks, Jamie.
Cool.
Bye.
Okay.